Hi, my name is Robin Green. I'm the Refrigeration Product and Training Manager for FSW UK, and today this brief video is going to show you or introduce you to the new NAVTEK NVR1 Core Removal Tool. There's a few little special features about the NAVTEK. Normally when you purchase a core removal tool, you have to buy it specific for a quarter flare off a 5/16 flare, so you have to invest in two core removal tools, one for standard quarter systems and the others for R32 and R410A. So this one, nice little feature, effectively what it has is fixed to the body is the quarter, and then it has this additional quarter male to 5/16 female adapter that screws onto the end for you to go on to R410A and R32 systems. Also, the NVR1 is vacuum rated. It's a vacuum rated core tool. That's why it has the little quarter port on the side. That allows you to attach a micron or toe gauge, analog or whether it be digital, onto the side, so you can actually see what toe ratings or micron ratings that you would evacuate it down to on the live system. On this occasion, all I've done, I've got a recovery cylinder with about 10 kilos of R134A in. I've simply flayed an access valve so that I can put a Schrader onto it and do this under pressure like you would as if it's a live system. So basically all a core remover does is remove cores. The idea was originally that you use them to remove broken cores so you could put a fresh one in under pressure, but more and more engineers nowadays are using them to remove the cores, because the problem is with a core, a Schrader core inside a port, it reduces the flow rate by 90%. So it slows down your recovery, your evacuation times and your recharging times. If you can get rid of those Schrader cores, you are going to be a lot quicker going about your daily routine. Okay, so how it works, very simple. You have a little stem, take it apart. So you have a stem that runs right through the middle of the valve with a core extractor, Schrader core extractor that looks exactly the same as comes on some of the ends of the access valves there. Okay. So you push it right through the valve, and obviously the valve is in the open position, otherwise if it was closed you couldn't get the stem in. So in the inline open position, tighten up the valve there. I'm going to put the access side onto the port. Don't go mad tightening these up, just nice and firm. A nice little tip that I've learned over the years is that you put a little bit of vacuum pump oil on the face of there, and it prolongs the life of the rubbers. Gets a nice seal without pinching the rubbers too much and squashing them. There is, in fact, two little spare rubbers in with the core removal tool, which is a nice touch for there if you do some maintenance. Okay, so I'm going to tighten this up. There we go. And again, never put a wrench on these, never over tighten. If you go too mad tightening them, you'll squash the rubber, and when you try to extract the Schrader core, it'll pull the end of the core off the end of the tool, and you'll be stuck with a floating valve on there. Okay, so valve open, we're going to push the stem in. I've got bottle pressure now coming up to the end of the Schrader valve. This is tight, so we just push the valve stem in. I can feel that just engaging the Schrader core, and I'm going to turn it now at least 10 turns. There we go. I can feel the gas pressure push in the stem open. Okay, so you let it bottom out, and you can feel this pressure against that there now. So what we importantly need to do, we can now shut the valve, because the core is sat in this end of the valve on the tip of the shaft. So we can shut the valve off, stopping any refrigerant coming out of the system. We back this off, and we've removed the core. And there she is, attached to the end of the core removal tool. We now can access the system through this quarter port on the end of the core removal tool, because we've removed the Schrader core. And boy, are we going to be so much quicker working on this now, incredibly quick, because we got rid of 90% of the restriction going into the system. Okay, keep that nice and safe, you don't lose it. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to reverse the process. If you imagine you've recovered the refrigerant, you've done what you've had to do, you've recovered it, you've evacuated it, and now you want to put the, you want to recharge it, and again the system will be under pressure. You can do all this with the core removed, and now you want to put the core back in and leave the job. Okay. So what we do, we push the core just in till it just touches the valve. Tightening this up is critical, obviously, because gas can escape from here. You're going to open the valve up now. You can see the pressure dropping into the stem. Okay, so we go in nice and gently. Push it home. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can just feel it. Don't go mad over tightening them. And I've got the valve back in there. When I remove the stem now, obviously the Schrader's come off the end because it's screwed into the access port. I can now effectively remove the Schrader core. So we're going to, we're going to prove a point. So the faintest whiff of gas come out, nothing at all. And there you go. Job done. All under pressure, all as easy as that. There we go. The NVR1 core removal tool from NAVTEK.